Hey guys, my name is Tukmatsev, and in this video we're going to be checking out some basic mixing techniques. Now, what is mixing? How Aces to Aces said it, the adjusting volumes part. So pretty much mixing is just adjusting your volume knobs to the correct level so everything sounds nice and balanced. So, some sounds are not too loud, not too quiet. So you can kind of hear every sound to a certain limit, you know what I mean? So today we're going to be exploring that, and I'm going to be teaching you a couple of mixing techniques that you can apply in your next music production projects. So what I have right here for you is a track that I'm currently working on, and it has this kind of a trappy feel to it. It's super aggressive, so I'm just kind of give you a little preview of it, and then we can start learning some mixing. Now, note to self that this track is already mixed right now, and I'm going to explain you why I did these type of adjustments later on. So let's just take a little preview. So that is pretty much the track, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to the mixer and I'm going to reset every single knob that I have here. Now this is actually one of the mixing techniques I like to use. So for example, when I start up a new beat, a new track, whatever, I do a rough mix in the step sequencer here, the channel rack, and then when I assign all of this to the mixer, I like to reset all of my knobs. Let's just go on to drop here. So let's just pretty much go here and reset everything just like that. And now it should sound pretty bad. As you can see, mixing is super important in a track. If you have bad mixing, you have a bad track. You cannot imagine how many times producers send me some demos and they're like, check out my track, how do you feel about it? And the idea is good, everything's awesome, but the mixing is just horrible. So right here is a perfect example of bad mixing. Alright, so let's just fix that. So my technique of doing a perfect mix is pretty simple. What I like to do is I like to solo every individual track. So first of all, I'm going to check out what's up with the kicks and the claps and the 808s. So let me just kind of see what's happening here. You just go slowly and kind of, add in more sounds to it and then mix them together. So as you can see already, the track sounds better because we've done a proper mix on this. Of course, this is not the final mix. How I like to kind of identify when I do the final mix is when the track is pretty much finished, 99% finished. So I kind of like to go through the mixer again and kind of see what sounds are too loud or too quiet, and just solo them all separately and see if they work out in the mix. So right now, this is not the final mix, of course. This is kind of the rough mix, but it works, it sounds nice, and I like it. So now let's just slowly add in more sounds to it. At the end there, as you saw, I did more adjustments to the claps and the snares and a little bit of the hi-hats. And I usually do that when I'm kind of at the rough mix stage. I'll listen to, you know, the drop or whatever, or a point where there's pretty much as many sounds as there are. And I like to kind of listen to every instrument separately without soloing it, you know what I mean? So you just listen to the clap or the snare when the drop is playing. And at this point, I thought that the clap and the snare is a little bit too quiet. And that's why I raised them up. Same thing for the hi-hats. So that is kind of the technique I use in my tracks. And I think my tracks are pretty well mixed. Go check them out if you want. But yeah, that is pretty much the basics of your mixing. It's not that hard. It just takes kind of patience and time. Definitely time. So to recap, just, you know, make your track, have it everything on same volume, and then when you have kind of the base of the track, for example the beat or a chord or a bass line, whatever, then start slowly adjusting the volume knobs a little bit, do a rough mix, and then just keep that rough mix while adjusting the knobs a little bit throughout the whole kind of music production process. And then at the end, do the final mix where you kind of listen to the track multiple times. What I like to do is I like to actually even go to my bed sometimes and just, you know, lay down in the bed and listen to my track like 20 times. And sometimes actually get up, you know, and adjust just one sound. So that's really important. And that's how I identify, okay, the final mix is done, and I can press render and release the track. Thanks for watching, and see you next one, guys. Peace.